The clock on the wall reads a quarter past midnight.
Hello and welcome to a short podcast review of Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway, the third in the Brothers in Arms games series. This is brought to you by Age, and I'm going to give you a brief rundown of what I felt playing the game. First of all, it's worth mentioning that Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway is set in World War II. Yes, another World War II first-person shooter, but one with a difference. Brothers in Arms has always been different to the average first-person shooter in that you're not just one man, one American man, fighting a million Germans. No, you're a sergeant leading squads, and those squads you have to use tactically to survive. So as you can see from this intro clip, Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway is set during Operation Market Garden, a fabled plan to cut through Holland and end the war before Christmas. We all know how that turned out. The game itself is no failure. It's very cleverly done, it's well orchestrated, and the videos that interlace any game are well put here. It plays out much like a movie, and it's quite gets you engrossed with the characters. It's very well done. Graphics are absolutely superb for a modern game. There's no complaints in that department at all. So the idea behind Brothers in Arms is a tactical first-person shooter. So as I said before, you have to use your squads. Squad play is very important here. Give the orders to the squads and set them to do their tasks. And the main task, as within war itself, is to suppress the enemy. The key principles behind Brothers in Arms is find the enemy, fix him with fire, flank him and finish him. So you can see from the short video, if you look straight ahead where I'm firing, the grey reticule represents the enemy. Now there might be multiple squads, but in this case there's just one. If that reticule is red, that shows that the enemy is unsuppressed and can do whatever they want. Here you can see it's grey, which means they are suppressed, and they will be firing back at you, but they generally keep their heads down, which gives you a chance to flank around them and finish them. One point to mention about Brothers in Arms is, as you can see from that point there, it's quite gory, quite bloody, and there's quite a bit of swearing in it. It is rated to 15, and for good reason, because you'll find later in the game enemies' limbs being blown off left, right and centre by bazooka teams and grenades. Here again the suppression symbols, you can see enemies with red suppression symbols above their head will be moving around the battlefield and will try and flank you. The artificial intelligence in the enemies and in your friendly squad mates is superb, as it always has been in Brothers in Arms games. So you need to use your squads to the best of your advantage. Keep the enemy's head down and move around. If you do not do so, they will flank you and kill you, much like in real life. That's one of the interesting and fun things about this game series, and it's carried on here and done very well again. Keeping the enemy's head down by firing as many bullets as you can at them and then flanking round. It's not necessarily about shooting to kill as you might be used to in other first-person shooter games. So, each of your squads is, has a different ability. You can see from this short video here that I was using my bazooka team, just use the bazooka team to take out that church tower on the right hand side where a machine gun nest was firing down on us. You could use your team to suppress the enemy, but you can't really flank around the church tower. And so the bazooka team can destroy light cover, and sometimes heavy cover like this building like that. The environment is destructible, not fully destructible to the levels of Crisis, but if there's sandbags or wooden fences, the enemy, or even in vehicles sometimes, they can be destroyed or damaged to the point where the enemy can't hide behind them, but you have to be wary because that can happen to you as well. You might be hiding behind cover and then suddenly find that that cover is being destroyed, so you have to move out of it quickly. Again, you can use this to your advantage. Set your bazooka team to destroy the enemy's cover so they can't hide from you and then flank down and kill them. You can see from my screenshots and videos here that the game's quite varied in its locations. You start off in the lush fields of Holland, surrounded by sheep, and move through church graveyards and burning buildings in Eindhoven as you're fighting for your life and to save the people around you. And here you can see inside a church. Another example of destructive environments here is these pews. You can see half destroyed already. Hiding behind those won't give you much cover for very long, the same way it won't give the Germans cover either. They will shoot back and destroy that cover, so you have to move quickly, making use of the best of the environment as you can. Here you can see the cover being destroyed around me, so I have to keep moving on. It's an important point, and it's good fun as well. It brings a whole new element into the game that you might not have noticed before. You can use your teams to carry out objectives. In this point we'll have to destroy the enemy fuel trucks, so I'm using my Bazooka team and giving them the order. It's quite a simplistic system, basically point and click. The standard keys you might want to change. I found them a bit different to what I'm used to, so I changed them. It's pretty easy to do. Set to whatever you need, and then set the, here you can see that, set them to destroy that, or you can set them to suppress the enemy and move. You get them to move behind cover. They will move behind cover of their own accord, but it might not necessarily be cover you want. One of the frustrations in other games you'll find is enemy friendly AI is absolutely rubbish and they just end up getting themselves killed. That's not the case in Brothers in Arms. Hasn't been in the other games and it isn't in this one. They're quite intelligent and they will get to cover quite quickly without getting killed. So most of the time you end up worrying about yourself more than them, which is a nice touch, I think. This bit here is one of the buildings in Arnhoven that I was talking about. And it just shows you the atmosphere of it all. Buildings literally collapsing around you with the frames growing on you, and at this point I got stuck and couldn't find my way out, so I died. And you have to start again. Luckily it's a game and not the real thing, otherwise I might have been in a spot of trouble. Anyway, so that's my brief review of Brothers in Arms South Highway. It's definitely worth a look, whether you like World War II shooters or not. If you're a fan of first-person shooters, it's well worth checking out. Thanks for your time, hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.